have been a very great partner to what we will call the American Dream, helping a lot of clients get approval through EB1 as well as EB2 and other classification family-based ones as well. Um, Today, we have one of our wonderful clients with us. It is, whenever I think about, I don't know if Pallavi recalls this, but whenever I think of Pallavi as a client, it's a little bit, it's funny and interesting. So I think she reached out to me via LinkedIn and she asked, so what does Rhemma do? And is it legit? Where can I get interviews? I guess she would speak to that. I would like to know why she made those comments, and probably I would ask her as well. But Alabi is a senior program manager with Fred Hudson, and she has over 7 years of experience with research in public health. She's worked on a lot of federally funded projects. She's traveled all over, work related, and all in public health. In the past month that I've worked with her, I've been able to understand a lot of different projects that she's been working with. So that is what we are going to talk about, learning about her experience that would potentially motivate us as well. So before going into any of the questions, maybe Pallavi, would you like to who is Pallavi? Yeah.
Hi everyone. Well, thank you for inviting me to chat, and thank you for all the services that you have provided. I'm happy to introduce myself. I'm Subhati. I'm born and brought up in India. I moved to US for my master's to do my master's in statistics, and currently I'm working as a program manager, essentially Red Hatch. I work at the vaccine and infectious division. I am a health professional with experience in working mostly with federal government, where most of my research is directly funded by NIW. I work in close partnership with pharma and other scientific. And my focus area is into HIV/AIDS vaccine and prevention research, then SARS and TB and other research. And currently, I am leading the strategic portfolio for research and discovery related to all the vaccine development and other prevention programs. Partnership, lab and support. Also, I'm currently pursuing my health. That's about.
Yeah. Thank you. So think your sometimes your voice gets muffled in and out. So maybe if in the next ones, subsequent ones, you could get your mouthpiece a little bit closer. That would be great because realize that at the point it was going in and out, but that's just by the way. But thank you so much for the introduction. I want to ask you, do you remember that the very first time you reached out was via LinkedIn and you were a little bit skeptical about using the services of Rhemma? Do you mind, and why were you skeptical? And yeah, I'm just curious.
Yes, I can definitely talk about. So I am quite active, and there is a lot of posting current that people are talking about how sort of.
I think your voice is a little bit muffled. Am I the only one struggling to hear? I just want to make sure that maybe it's not me and it's thumbs up if you can hear her clearly. Maybe it's just me. Um, I don't know. Sometimes it feels like you're a little bit out, and sometimes it feels like you're in. Hold on, it's not only you. The voice. Yeah. Is it possible to get Ah, it is an internet issue. Okay, got you. Seems like it is an internet issue. Um, I don't know if it's possible for you to call in, if that will make it easier. Because
Is it better now?
yes, this is better now. Yeah, this is,
Okay, cool. All right. All right. So, um, okay. I was
I
talking about
was I
experience.
asked about the the skepticism, and like I remember you really asked a lot of questions when you reached out. I was just curious to know why.
Yeah, so the thing is like in LinkedIn there is a lot of posting right now going on about this whole EB2 and NIW process. And uh, I already had a chat with one of the attorney through LinkedIn, and I did had a deep discussion about my profile with that person. Um, and somehow I felt in my conversation that they were not able to understand my profile because it's kind of nuanced. So, and then I left the conversation at that point. And there was it was and in this experience there was a big takeaway for me that I would love to work with someone who are, first of all, who is very professional, someone who has a nuanced experience to understand my work and my research, and someone who has been through this whole process. Like, knowing you and looking at your profile, I thought like, okay, he understands the whole nuanced research profile and how you can make a strong case. um yeah, and the thing that um I was skeptical because I was anxious at the first place, and I didn't want to go through the same process again with my first experience. That's why I was keen to understand, like, okay, uh, what are your services, how we can partner, and like, to set the right expectations, basically. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks for sharing that. So given that, so yes, as you heard from Pallavi, I didn't know her the first time. She sent a LinkedIn message, and I answered it, and from there we decided to move on. So she just shared that experience. So now I'll move on to the questions that we had in mind. How do you feel about the approval notice, and are you satisfied with the outcome?
I feel great, and it makes me happy. And there is all like there is a sense of validation about my work and how important it is for the public good. So it is certainly, it feels good to me. And yeah, and there is um, we have to work together for my EB1A, which we will be discuss for future.
Yes, yes, definitely, definitely. It is just the beginning of our partnership with Pallavi. And definitely, I would say that with regards to the validation of your work, you've been on like massive grants, and we're not talking about just thousands of dollars, like millions of dollars, and the work that you are doing is impacting not just USA but all over the world. And so that is really great that objectively the officers also agree with that as well. But how did you learn about Rhemma Consult?
So the first thing which I saw was the LinkedIn page. And there was a big post about an experience of a candidate where she was sharing her story about like how she has used your services, and how quick it was, like within like 2 months they went through the whole process and she got an approval. So I was looking through those posts and it felt like, okay, this is something I can definitely explore. And as you said, um, like I think I emailed you and I did a LinkedIn message, right? And then you said like, okay, this is the process, but first I would love to have a evaluation call with you to understand your profile, um, which I totally see, like, and it is really great from like, it is very transparent for you to have this process in place.
together, because you are not upfront giving a, giving a false hope that, oh, your profile is looking great, which I can see in your LinkedIn, and I can work with you. So I really appreciate that process. And then I think there was an evaluation call for an hour. We talked about all the different. So first of all, the first 30 minutes of the call was me talking to you about my profile and where do I see myself. And then you started talking about like, okay, how we should strategize your application. Is it a good case, bad case, or if there is something which I need more work to do. So I really appreciate that 1 hour call and gave me a lot of confidence. So yeah, that was my process.
Definitely. And yeah, I remember that call. I think it was initial. I think we planned it for a particular day, but I rescheduled it to